Are you ready?
Welcome back, wrestling fans, to Irish Wrestle Talk. And today I'm going to revisit the tale of the Rockers, the classic tag team pairing of Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. We'll take a look at how their legendary partnership went from the great heights of success to a devastating low with their unforgettable breakup. Now, if we rewind the clock and step back to the late 1980s, it was a golden era for wrestling tag teams, where tag teams were celebrated a lot more than they are perhaps in present day. And the Rockers were a dynamic duo and an ideal pairing with fantastic chemistry, energy, and high-flying moves. They had audiences in the palms of their hands. And before entering the WWF, they perfected their skills, working together in promotions such as the NWA, the AWA, and the Continental Wrestling Federation. And they progressed from here to the WWF, where week after week, they dazzled and excited fans with their seamless teamwork and set the bar sky high for tag team action. Michaels and Jannetty's work in the ring was really unparalleled at the time. And they originally started out as the Midnight Rockers in AWA. And after several name suggestions, such as the Country Rockers and the US Express, they settled on the name of the Midnight Rockers, and that was allegedly inspired by Judas Priest's Living After Midnight. And this was where they started using the identical outfits and portrayed the pretty boy image that would remain with them throughout their run in all territories. So, after working away for some time in AWA and feeling that their skills may be better utilised elsewhere, and then after realising that AWA was in decline to some degree, they were keen to move on elsewhere. So luckily enough, they received an offer from Vince McMahon to join WWF in 1987. So naturally, they jumped at this opportunity and they joined and quickly started working some house shows and TV tapings. However, this run was short-lived, as they were fired soon afterwards, reportedly because of their partying lifestyle, which was deemed a little excessive at the time, strangely enough. And they ended up in CWA, where they started working as heels and depicting self-obsessed characters, which was a brief sign of things to come for Michaels later in his career. Now, during this period, they also had a title run and some decent success, feuding with some legendary tag teams along the way. But soon after, in 1988, they were contacted once again by Vince McMahon with an offer to return to the big boys in WWF. But he made it clear that the offer was valid only if they could change their behaviour and improve it this time round. He also suggested that they shorten their name to just the Rockers. So, return they did, and the Rockers started grappling with the likes of the Bolsheviks and the Brainbusters, with matches that were extremely popular and well received by fans due to the fast, crisp, high-flying style. And they then clashed with the likes of the Twin Towers and the Fabulous Rougeaus, where they competed in some of the first Iron Man matches of the era. So over the next couple of years, the Rockers had amazing success, wowing the crowds and becoming firm fan favourites without ever officially holding the WWF Tag Team Championships. Even though they defeated the Hart Foundation during a 2 out of 3 falls match to win the titles, they were never officially recognised as champions, and the Hart Foundation never officially lost the titles, as this win wasn't televised. So, behind the scenes, tensions were simmering between Michaels and Jannetty in reality, And the WWE, of course, took full advantage of this, as they really love to do. And the tension was kind of fueled mainly by things such as ego clashes and differing ambitions. So various clashes were written into the storylines during matches and so on, where they blamed each other for losses, and everybody could clearly see that things were not good between the pair. So in January 1992, during an iconic segment on Brutus the Barber Beefcake's barbershop talk show, what was supposed to be a routine interview took a dramatic turn, as Michaels and Jannetty appeared as guests and aired their grievances. While it initially looked as though the pair had worked through their problems and buried the hatchet, Shawn Michaels unleashed a devastating super kick, later known as the Sweet Chin Music, clocking Jannetty, and then sent him through the barbershop window, shattering our illusions of their unbreakable partnership. Now, at the time, we were all innocent folks and sensitive enough, so to see something like this happening was absolutely devastating to a young fan, as the tag team was just so popular. Why don't we revisit the moment now?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn my back to you right now. And if you want to go on your own, then walk off and leave. If you want to stick together and make this thing work, when I turn around, we're going to shake hands and we're going to go on a rock and roll like the Rockers can do.
They need each other. You know that.
Sounds fair to me.
Bobby Heenan was great here with the commentary as well.
He's not going to walk away.
They need each other.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Rockers!
Told you.
Glad to see that.
Told you.
Tag team specialists.
See, one without the other isn't any good. Oh! Oh, I knew he was going to do that. I just knew he was going to do that. He don't need Jannetty. I told you that off and on.
Are you kidding? What a despicable act that was.
Somebody's well-being. You better stay here.
No!
Oh, my God.
Right through the glass window of the barber shop.
Devastating for a young child like myself at the time.
What an act of cowardism.
Brilliant stuff. Yeah. So look, the moment echoed throughout the wrestling world, and the people in the arena and fans watching on TV looked on in disbelief as Michaels then went on to tear up a picture of himself and Jannetty, signalling the end for the Rockers. And this moment would forever alter the course of their careers. And the aftermath of the Rockers' separation was immense. And Shawn Michaels went on to become the Heartbreak Kid and would go on a solo run then that would redefine WWE's landscape as a singles competitor. With his magnetic charisma and the skills that he had, he just went to the very top and clinched multiple world championships and etched his name in wrestling folklore. He became known as Mr. WrestleMania, the Showstopper, and various other nicknames throughout the years, and had some fantastic rivalries and competed against the likes of Razor Ramon, where they actually had the first ladder match on mainstream pay-per-view. He battled Bret the Hitman Hart in an Iron Man match. You know, they also had the screw job later on in the years as well, the Montreal screw job, and, you know, it's infamous. And he also feuded with Stone Cold Steve Austin and many, many more legendary names. Meanwhile, poor Marty Jannetty. His post-Rockers career was quite a different story. The guy clearly had a lot of in-ring talent and experienced his own brief success, including a run with the Intercontinental Championship as well, but He struggled with his personal demons and a lot of missed opportunities. And Jannetty was living in the shadows of his former partner's success. He really struggled to carve his own legacy in the industry. And while his in-ring talent was quite sound, he didn't have the charisma of Shawn Michaels, and he wasn't as strong on the microphone. And several attempts were made at returning to the spotlight, with various different feuds and partnerships experimented with, but they all brought minimal success. And as the years went by, and with Shawn Michaels becoming a born-again Christian after losing his smile, it kind of helped with their relationship, and they managed to patch things up and even appeared together sporadically on a few occasions afterwards. I guess they had this bond between them, having started out in the business together and coming up through the ranks, and deep down it meant a lot to both guys. So despite their major breakup, both men have since fondly reminisced about their Rockers days, acknowledging the impact they had on each other's careers. And indeed, the tale of Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty is a clear reminder of the highs and lows of professional wrestling. You know, while their split may have been heartbreaking at the time and still remembered to this day, it's another example of how wrestling can take us on a ride with its drama and excitement. But the Rockers remain as one of the most exciting tag teams to ever step in the ring and do it. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this look back at one of the classic times in wrestling. And if you're a fan of this content, then I'd appreciate a like, share, or follow. It means a lot, as I hope to bring more content and collaborations in the future. And until next time, take care and keep grappling with greatness.